So I thought I'd do a very quick review, just a video review, just to show you the Lalo tactical Shadow Intruder boots. I've actually just taken these back. I took these out for the weekend for 40 odd miles over 2 days on the Appalachian Trail in Connecticut, and I took them out in some pretty bad weather. So we had 90 Fahrenheit temperatures and high humidity, and also absolute torrential rain. And these were fantastic. So the first thing I want to show you about them is for a sort of tactical military boot, or as an option for a hiker. They're really lightweight, really lightweight. They're almost like trainers, or like running shoes. And so what you've got is some pretty good cushioning along the bottom that actually, to be honest, feels more like a running trainer or a running shoe. And particularly on the heel, actually, I noticed when you pick up some speed and do a bit of running, which you can actually do in these, they really do feel like you're running in kind of a sturdy pair of running trainers rather than a big pair of military boots. What you've got underneath is a grip tread pattern, which, to be honest, you would think is pretty standard and not particularly aggressive, but I found it's absolutely fine on concrete and tarmac, but it really excels on trails as well. It grips really well on wet rock, it grips on rock generally. So again, when I took it out on the AT, I didn't find them being particularly slippy, which surprises me because the lugs aren't massive, and yet somehow the grip is really good. You've got a kind of rubberized area around the bottom here, which means when I stand in streams of water filling up water bottles, you don't tend to get your feet wet until you're about 1 inch or 2 high, which is great. You've got a leather upper here that's pretty resistant to splashes as well when you're going through puddles and little streams. But from a breathability point of view, when you've got high temperatures and your feet are quite sweaty, you've got a whole mesh system buried beneath these grills here. So the grills are keeping dirt and moisture out, but they still allow the breathability to come through, and you can see the kind of fabric they use for the breathability if I zoom in here. So this helps dissipate a lot of the moisture inside the boot as well, so you don't find that your feet get particularly clammy. The other thing that they tend to do here is, rather than try and fight wet, when these boots do get wet, it means they also dry out pretty quickly. So I certainly had these out in torrential rain for about 5 hours and they dried really fast. Again, more like a trainer than a boot. I find hiking boots and tactical military boots have a tendency to take a long time to dry out, but these are really good at drying out quite quickly. A couple of other features to show you. It's got a nice little pocket here, so that when you've done your laces up, you can tuck them in out of the way, which keeps it nice and tidy. You don't get laces flailing about. And you can actually probably see from me having them undone, the laces aren't too long either, even though these are the kind of 8-inch ones. You've got a fantastic articulated ankle here, which gives you loads of support on the ankle when you need it, so that if your foot goes down in a funny angle and you roll slightly, it kind of supports your ankle, but it's not so tight and restrictive that if you run it doesn't feel like you've got sort of your ankles kind of completely constricted. Nice sturdy toe box at the front, a good little setup at the back, and actually I noticed as well it's set up in such a way that you could get straps for divers' fins around the back as well. All in all, really impressed. This is a really rather good running trainer and a really rather good hiking boot slash military boot all in one. So I think that was kind of the most impressive element I took out of it. And I didn't clean these after I've come off the AT, and you can see they've sort of shirked off the dirt as well. So all in all, a super big thumbs up. I'm now going to start using these predominantly as hiking boots, to be honest, although they're perfectly smart with a pair of jeans as well. And I would say if you work in the kind of industry, the tactical industry, whether you're in the military or the potentially the police, or kind of any kind of response services, these would also be super comfortable to wear for an entire shift as well. So there you go, that gives you a pretty good look round of a pair of tactical boots that I am very impressed with, and that's the Shadow Intruders by Lalo Tactical.